Hi, I'm David Bojczuk, former Cartersville police officer.
And I'm Amanda Pettepher. And what we felt led to do was to share with everybody our whole story. We appreciate all the news media attention and coverage that was brought to our situation. And in editing, I think there was a lot of confusion and a lot of stuff got left out. So this is what we wanted to share.
First, we want to talk about why we started the outreach jail. We're in no means perfect people. We've done a lot of things in our life that makes us, a lot like people that had done bad things. But through this, the Lord had changed our lives, had changed our families, and once we got closer to the Lord, He has given us a love like no other for people, including people that were incarcerated.
And I just truly believe through us sharing as police officers, it truly did touch the people in the jail. And as police officers, one of our jobs is to serve and protect, but another is to be public servants. And I think that's where it's left out a lot, is the service part. You have to have a servant's heart to do this, to do the job correctly. And so we want to share the whole story, exactly what happened from start to finish concerning our resignation, and just call for Christians to decide what you would have done.
And what we want to talk about is why we're actually arguing this decision that they made to tell us to stop praying. Because of what they had told us is that if they were suspects or potential suspects and incarcerated, that we couldn't pray with them, and also potential suspects that could be anybody. So with that being said, as I had spoken with some of the staff there, and they had once they had addressed that, and what I had asked them was, well, some of these people, they're not just always incarcerated. They're people on the streets that we talk to. I actually have an outreach in Cartersville that we do, and we can't tell people who can and can't come there. The doors are open for anybody that would like to come in there. So what we wanted to know is, who could we actually pray with, and that's what we wanted to find out with them, because we don't ask them if they're on probation, parole, have they ever been incarcerated before, or will they ever be a potential suspect, because that could be anybody, including law enforcement. So what we wanted to just see is if it was you, what the decisions you would made if they would have came to you and said, you need to choose between your job and your faith.
How this all got started, we've been doing the program for about 11 months, and one day our direct supervisor of investigations found out about what we were doing. We never tried to hide this. We never tried to keep hid what we were doing. There was nothing illegal, unethical, immoral, or against policy with what we did. If there had been, why would we be allowed to continue for 11 months? He found out about it. He went to the district attorney. The district attorney stated it might cause a problem. Might being the operative word. It might cause a problem with cases. What they cited in this was the clergy privilege. Right now, I'd like to share with you what the clergy privilege is. In the state of Georgia, and I'm gonna read through, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but every communication made by any person professing religious faith, seeking spiritual comfort, or seeking counseling to any Protestant minister, and it goes on explaining who all is included in the clergy, which we'll accept. We can be considered clergy in this definition. But the point is that they're speaking spiritual guidance and faith. What this ministry was, it wasn't us going into the police department or going into the jail and counseling individuals one-on-one. We had anywhere between 30 to there's even 100 inmates at a time. They would come in, be volunteers to come in. They would state that they stated in the pod that they wanted to go to church. They'd be brought into a totally separate room to church, knowing that it was a Christian church. We would give a message, we would sing, and then we asked if anybody wanted to be saved to go to one area, and if anybody else wanted to be just prayed with for something specific with their family or friends, just to stand up. They would stand up, we'd ask them what they needed prayer for, and they would pray. There was no discussing cases during this. There was no talking about, what was going on. And most of the people that we ministered to were not people who were involved or suspects in our cases. If you want to look at the federal law containing the clergy privilege, it's defined as a communication is confidential if made privately and not intended for further disclosure except to other person's presence and furtherance of the purpose of the communication. So it has to be made confidentially. Once they brought this to our attention that the district attorney had a problem with this, I prayed about it. This didn't happen just all in one day. We were told on a Friday. I prayed about it over the weekend. David prayed about it we prayed about it. We didn't know what to do. I tried to make an argument that the clergy privilege does not apply, and the reason it does not apply is because when you're a suspect being taken into an interrogation room, you're being audio and video recorded. You're being read Miranda, which states anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Now, a defense attorney can make a motion about anything he wants to make a motion about, but the simple stance that the Miranda, it's being audio and video recorded, and you're being told it's going to be used against you in court, should negate any chance that any kind of problem should arise.
Yes, and I know a lot of people asking me, why would you choose your faith? You have 8 children, how could you just walk away from your job? Well, we seek the Lord in all that we do. Everything that we believe that we have is He has given us. And through this, what we believe is that He's only going to make us stronger as a family, and also the community through this, that not only does it show, the stance that we're taking, but where would you stand? You need to understand this. A lot of things are coming against Christians and their beliefs in the United States. And what we want to know is, choose you this day who you'll serve. Who would you serve? Would you stay at your job if they told you to choose between God and your job? Is it money worth more than eternity? So we want to know that. We want feedback from you.
This in no way was meant, when we came out with this, we went to a local newspaper and tried to get awareness made in our community what was going on and tried to get some support and help. We're humbled, just amazed that it's gone as far as it has. I've gotten emails from as far as Uganda, from a pastor there. I've gotten emails from atheists, people who stated that they hated police, saying that they changed their mind. And even though somebody is an atheist, they still support us because we're standing up for our right as a U.S. citizen. I fought for this country. And in the Army National Guard, I was deployed overseas. David has served as a police officer for over 10 years. We have service to our community. Right now, what I would submit to you is, a lot of people have been talking about Romans 13, where it says to submit to the governing authority. And you should. We broke no laws. We broke no policy. We did not do anything that they did not ask of us. You can check public records just to see that. What I submit to you is, if you're having a conflict of issue over what you would have done, read the book of Daniel. And that should be all you need to know. We want 2 things out of this. One, we're appealing for somebody to step up and help us. This is not about money. We're not looking for a payday. We're not looking to sue. That's not what we want. David Brandon has been wonderful, and we really appreciate everything he's done. He wanted to set up a GoFundMe account. That's not what this is about. This is about 2 distinct things. This is about, 1, trying to get this stance stopped. If the law says and is in agreement with what they are, then we need to get it changed. And 2, the other thing we want is to show Christians that they need to awaken. You need to wake up from your sleep. This is going on all around us. It's going on across the country and around the world. Around the world, you have people being beheaded for their faith. They're being prosecuted, thrown in jail. I can even take that more because you know exactly where you stand. But a government that will not tell you exactly where you stand in a specific matter, if the law is that hazy, as I believe it is, there's something needs to be done. We're just appealing anybody, a congressman, a senator, anybody who could help us get this changed. That's just our appeal. And just know that we're just servants. We've been that all our life, and I think David will agree with me. We're not perfect people. neither one of us. And
We all
but that's how the Lord moves.
And one last thing is, like she was saying, this is a wake-up call for Christians. We love the police department. We love the chief. I believe he is a godly man that was pressured into doing things that he said, especially on TV. But through this, we want the Christians to understand to wake up. You need to wake up and take a stand. You know, if you're playing, going on Sunday and Monday through Saturday, you're staying in the world. You need to think about where you stand in Christ, and if you claim it, you need to represent it. And what will it cost you? What's the cost to stand up for Christ? Because for us, it was our jobs, and we were glad to take a stand and be persecuted for His sake. So thank you all, and go ahead.
We're going to have comments open below. If you have any questions for us, we'll try to answer them. And just please share this video, either side that you're on, just for awareness more. Share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, Instagram, or wherever you share it to. We appreciate it, and God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.